Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, I am here, and as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, talking about my Shaddoll, pure Shaddoll deck list that I actually brought to the locals and went 2-2 with in my matches. So that was pretty fun. I did play against some meta decks. I played against Prank Kids twice. I played against a deck that I definitely easily should have beaten. And then I also played against DDD. So yeah, real quick, I'll go over the matches and then I'll do the quick card by card. So first of all, I went 1-2, so I lost that match against Prank Kids. Won the first game very well, and then lost the next two because I kind of bricked. Didn't really have anything, or didn't have enough, I should say. And then in game, and I should mention, I am playing a going second style of deck because while Winda is very nice, there's a lot of outs to it, and I figured not a lot of people are playing going second strategies, and they're also probably not prepared to go second. Most of them want to go first anyway, so playing going second cards is one, cheaper, but two, and more importantly, I had a lot of the cards anyway, so that was why I was playing it. Anyway, so I went 1-2 against the Prank Kids, and then I played up against a Dragon Maid player who I 2-0'd, and then I played up against another Prank Kid player who I 2-0'd, and it actually was due to time. I actually 2-0'd them because of time. I had more life points in the second game, and I had already won the first one, and it was very funny. That game was a very grindy game. And then the last game, or the last match, was 2-0 against DDD. It was absolutely terrible. They just have a similar grind game, but also they have effects that like steal monsters, which is really bad, and banish and stuff like that, which is really bad for Shaddolls and for this list. So there's that. Yeah, let's quickly do the card by card. So we are playing 3 of Squamata. This card is insane, just genuinely really good. If it is sent to the graveyard, you can send another Shaddoll to the grave, Shaddoll monster. So you basically get another effect, which is very nice. Yeah, I will say that I'm not playing Schism in this deck, so even with that, I still think the 3 Squamata is very nice. And the only reason I'm not playing Schism is because this was the first time I ever played this deck. And I had bought in 3 of the structure deck, and then never really played Shaddolls. So, yeah. And then Schism came out, and I just haven't got it. Yeah, this is also kind of a budget build. Like, I literally just bought 3 of the structure deck, and that's more or less all that I have. So, yeah, moving on. I am playing 2 Wendy. This card is insane. Special summoning from the deck on both the flip as well as the send to grave is crazy. We're playing 2 Beast. Beast is kind of a brick. You don't want to see him all the time. Drawing cards is crazy, but if he's in your hand, it's a dead card. I'm playing 2 Falco. I saw this card a lot, and it kind of sucks if you see it without any other, either a fusion or a regular Shaddoll monster. So I would end up siding out one of them most of the time, but I think 2 in the main deck is fine. Yeah, I mean, just I maybe would have switched this out for something else, like a hand trap or something like that, but I don't have any, so, but yeah, it was fine. I don't want to cut down on the amount of Shaddolls, though. I think it came up a lot that I needed the amount of Shaddolls that I was playing because the games went long and kind of grinded out. So, yeah, moving on, we have the 2 Shaddoll Hedgehog. Very similar to Falco, except this one is much better if I actually end up setting it because it grabs a Speller Trap. So, on the flip, summon it grabs a Speller Trap. So it's very nice to have, and overall, not bad. The one card that I would say that I wanted to play more of would probably be Ariel. The only reason is just because it is not a dark type, and it is a another Shaddoll name. So that's kind of the only reason, realistically that I would play more of that. Yeah. But yeah, this was basically my first real test of the deck, and so I couldn't really change it too much, but all in all, it performed really well. We have 3 really solid normal summons for the deck. I'm only playing 3 because, again, I am going second, so I'm planning to play into Disruption, and having one of these normal summons isn't the greatest. But we have Armageddon Knight, the best normal summon in the deck. You could just send a Squamata, you could send a Beast, you can send basically any of your Dark monsters. Really, really solid. We are also playing 2 Mathematician. Realistically, you could play 3 of this if you wanted to go first with the strategy. The reason I'm not is just because, 1, it's an Earth, which is really nice. It allows you to go for Sheki Naga, but more importantly, on normal summon, it allows you to bin a card or send a card to the graveyard, which is very nice. So you can send like Squamata to send whatever you need. So it's nice, but again, I wanted to not really normal summon and get effects, so I wanted to have other ways of getting to my Shaddolls. So I only played the 2. We are playing 2 Performapal. Oh my gosh, Performage Trick Clown. Jeez, I'm crow. I know how this works. Yeah. This is basically your light target to go into Construct. Very nice. It just brings itself back so much because just when it's sent to the graveyard, it brings itself back. Very nice. I'm also main decking 3 basically Kaijus. We have the one Kaiju, Jizukaru. It's also a light, but it was just one of the Kaijus that I ended up pulling from one of the random packs that I got. And then we are also playing 2 Lava Golem. Realistically, you could just trade out this Kaiju for a second Lava Golem. But all in all, I would say that having just like a Kaiju is very nice. And just to deal with specifically DPE. This card in particular is insane. But since most boards end on DPE and Verte, having Lava Golem also works. But yeah, I played against a couple Brave Engines as well as DPE, so it was very nice. And that is all of the monsters. So let's move on to the spells and traps. So we have obviously 3 Shaddoll Fusion. This card's insane. This is why I basically wanted to try to go second. While Winda is very nice, it wasn't anything too special. There's a lot of ways to deal with just like Winda Pass, and I don't really have any great traps. I haven't invested into any traps, so it was better for me to play this along with Kaijus and some of the other spells that you'll see. But yeah. Moving on, we have 3 El Shaddoll Fusion. This card's actually really nice to have. Having a quick play that you can just utilize is very nice. In fact, in one of the Prank Kids games, they ended up clearing my Winda during the end phase off of a Battle Butler and an effect negation, and I was able to just chain to that to grab myself another Winda to prevent them from special summoning, and that ended up winning me that game. So, insane card. I would maybe cut down on this, but having 3 is very nice. It's just insane advantage because at least going second, it's very nice to have for follow-up turn 3 and 4. We're playing triple Allure of Darkness, pretty self-explanatory. We're playing a lot of darks, so it does make sense to draw more of them, and we can even grab them back off of the aerial flip effect if we banish anything. It's okay. I maybe would have traded this out for main decking like more Kaijus or more board breaks or something like that. We are playing triple Super Polymerization. This card is insane. It's so crazy. Just being able to either go for Mud Dragon on your opponent's for your opponent's field, or just like normal summon a Shaddoll monster into activate Super Polymerization and polymerize with one of their monsters, depending on the attribute. Insanely good. I didn't end up seeing it as much as I would like to, but even every time I did see it, it was really, really solid. I'm also playing 2 Dark Hole. This should be 3. For some reason, I only put in 2. But realistically, this could actually be cut for the 3 Regeki. I only have the 1 Regeki, but yeah. Dark Hole basically accomplishes the same thing. So, Although, with that being said, the reason that these performed so well, and I would like to see more, is there aren't a lot of spell and trap negation as much as there is monster negation. So being able to wipe your opponent's board is incredibly nice, and then just outgrind them with the Shaddoll engine, unless they're playing like pendulums. All right, now I have a whole bunch of one-ofs as well. We have Instant Fusion. This card's crazy. If you could play 3, you would, because it just gets you a free freaking Winda. That's it. You just plop that down, pay 1,000, summon a Winda, and it's on the field forever. Moving on, we have Foolish Burial, just a really solid card. You can bin whatever you need. Called by the Grave, again, insane card. If I had more, I would play it. And we're playing 3 traps. We are playing 1 Shaddoll Incarnation. This card's actually really nice. You can send it off of Shaddoll Construct when Shaddoll Construct is summoned. And more importantly, if you actually draw it and set it, you're able to special summon back one of your monsters. It is very nice. It's kind of like a tech card. It is something that you can take out, though, as well. And then I'm playing 2 other traps. I'm playing 1 Imperm and 1 Torrential Tribute. Realistically, these could be taken out for more board wipes, like the other 2 Raigekis, the other Dark Hole, more Kaijus, what have you, right? So, yeah. Again, this is more so just kind of like what I already had and what I ended up putting together. Moving on to the extra deck. We are playing 2 copies of Construct. This one I regretted. I should definitely be playing 3. And there are some cards that I never ended up using in my extra deck that I could just take out. But realistically, this should have just been 3 Construct. It came up more often than I would like, as in it came up more than once. So, yeah, definitely should have played that. We're playing 2 Winda. Honestly, it never came up that I needed more than the 2. But I probably also would have played 3 of this as well. I don't know why I didn't. I think I just forgot to. But yeah, 2 Winda. We are playing 2 Sheki Naga. Realistically, I only ever used 1. No, I may have used 2 during a Prank Kids turn. I just like normal summoned a Shaddoll, and then activated my super polymerization that I had, and fused away one of his Prank Kid monsters. So it was very funny. But yeah, it was very nice. Just to have 2. I didn't really use most of the other extra deck cards because, yeah, reasons. We're playing 2 App Cologne. Again, very similar to Sheki Naga. Didn't really come up that I needed more than the 2. In fact, I only ever used it occasionally. I think I used it in like half of the matches. Not even half the games, like half of the matches. So it rarely came up. We were playing 1 Gristia. Never summoned it. But it's fire, so it might come up. If you're playing Schism, this could actually come up because there are a lot of decks that are utilizing different attributes, like specifically Prank Kids with fire and wind and stuff like that. So playing more of the actual Shaddolls would come up. Then we are playing 2 super polymerization targets in the Mud Dragon and the Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. Both of them are really solid, just super polymerization targets. And then I am playing 1 XZ in Baguska. We are playing a lot of rank 4 or level 4s, so a rank 4 makes sense. Never summoned it. I would take this out in a heartbeat. And 1 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend. Again, this can technically be summoned off of the Falco. You can get like a Falco to go into a level 6 with like Gristia. Or, no, sorry, that's a 7. I swear there's a... Oh, App Cologne. If you go like App Cologne and then you summon out a Falco, you could technically go into this. Again, I would take this out in a heartbeat. It never came up. And then we are playing 1 Phoenix and 1 Verte Anaconda. Realistically, I wouldn't change these for the Link monsters, but Verte is actually pretty nice to have, even if you're not playing like DPE or what have you. But it's just a very solid strategy just to be playing Verte. And it just got reprinted, so I don't think it's very expensive as well. So if you are wanting to make this on a budget, you buy the 3 Shaddoll structure decks, and then you kind of just, if you can, throw this guy in. If not, just ignore him. You really... I think I used it once, and I ended up sending I ended up using it, and then it got negated, and I ended up just losing because I went into it. So, yeah, you don't really need it. All right, moving on to the side deck. The only real card that I have in the side deck that I actually use is Twin Twister. The main reason is because I never really expected myself to be going first. I never expected my opponent to say, like, all right, I'm going to go second. You go first. So I didn't end up needing any of the other cards here. But Twin Twister is crazy at dealing with just back row, especially in the meta right now with the Draco back, as well as, what is it? The continuous trap of the Brave engine. Just Twin Twister is almost always going to be able to hit 2 different cards, and it might force out some sort of negation, as well as playing into a set card like an imperm or a called by or something like that, and being able to hit it is very nice. And then I have a whole bunch of cards for going first. So we have 3 Lost Wind. I never ended up using this, again, because I didn't really feel like anyone was going to be like, yeah, you go first. Because, I mean, I could just set up Winda and then pass, I have 2 Necro Fusion. This card is basically a bad Schism. That's it. It's just a bad Schism. Realistically, I would be playing Schism, and I would just, search out the Schism and then set that, and it's basically the same thing except better. But we have that. That doesn't do anything. So I'm actually not even playing. I forgot to switch a few cards in my side deck from my Dark Lord side deck, and so yeah, there's that. We were playing 1 Electromagnetic Turtle. I genuinely don't know why I'm playing this, but it's here. It's another light target, I guess. And then we were playing 1 Reborn, 1 Nef's Shaddoll Fusion. This was more so in case I needed to see more fusion spells. I ended up not, so it didn't really make sense to include this, but it's basically just like copy 7 of a fusion spell. And then we are playing 1 Lord of the Heavenly Prison. This card never came up. The only reason I have it in here is it's really good with trap cards, and so if I ended up wanting to go first with all of the traps that I have, this guy pairs really well with it. But all in all, never ended up coming up, so I just never used it. And because I went 2 and 2, I ended up getting a Battle of Chaos as well as my OTS pack, so I figured I'd open those as well on camera. So real quick, let me open the OTS pack, or is it? Yeah, OTS. Yep, Official Tournament Store Pack. Sorry, I'm opening this very poorly. All right, let's see what we got. We got a Ghost Trick Angel of Mistress, Vampire Familiar, and a Crawler, or Quaggar? Hercules? Oh, what the heck is this? It's a level 6. I don't care. Okay. It's shiny. It exists. It's not even a instant fusion target, but whatever. All right, now we have Battle of Chaos. There you go. Battle of Chaos. So let me open this up. Try to do it on camera. And I don't know the pack tricks for Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so I know them for Pokemon. All right. Shot. Ghost Trick Shot. I don't know what that is. Daratron? I don't know what that is. Siren, Ghost Trick Siren. A lot of ghost tricks. What is this? Libromancer. Libromancer Agent. Cool. I don't know what that deck does, or that archetype. Impudent Illusion. The Great Double Casted Caster? Okay. Oh, Dinomorphia. Yeah. Dinomorphia. Yeah. Dinomorphias are cool. And Tour Ride. Sure. All right. I don't think I got anything too great. In fact, I actually think I pulled it terribly there. But yeah, that is the deck. I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy. If you did, a like is very much appreciated. And if you want to check out more content like this, as well as more Yu-Gi-Oh, then just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.